Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd show you an update on this Dreadnought. Got more done. It's taken a good chunk of time though, for sure. A lot of trial and error on this one. I think that's part of what's taken longer, and not to mention I'm trying to do a little tougher, crazier battleship kind of thing than I've done before. And I got a little tripped up on the interior on how I was going to do it. I think I got things finally worked out a little bit, but you can see the entire hull is textured now. So every nook and cranny. I'm still making tweaks though. I mean, I've got some things I can make it a little bit better here and there, or I'll find problems along the way. But I've been over it a few times already, and it's getting more and more dialed in all the time. Um, so on the bottom is all kind of set up and textured as well. And I'm really happy that that's for the most part done, sort of a little tweaking and a little more detail probably here and there. Um, I've got a front hanger established now in here. I'll turn on a light. But I haven't textured it or worked on it too much. I just wanted to get the general walls, and I decided to stick some generators over here. And I also added, God, I think a little over 3,000 blocks of xeno to this ship since I last showed it. A lot of that is around this front side of the ship, like these generators that are over here. These are, pretty big generators, but I've got a lot of layers over here too. This is like a wall of xeno, I believe, in here partially. Combat steel or xeno, and then we've got a xeno here, and then another xeno row over here, stuff like that. So this is a little close over here, though. That worries me that the proximity of this generator is so close to where some artilleries are. So these are the kind of things that are tripping me up when I'm building this. I'm trying to make it really tough. On the front, I increased a lot of the sidewall protection, especially as you get closer and closer to the front of the ship. And then the front of the ship is packed full of just tons of xeno that goes all the way up to this area here. Of course, there's a big thruster in there, but then there's a xeno row, lag shot row, xeno. And then we have decoys. I put in 3 different decoys up here. So we've got a small thruster, a decoy turret, and a decoy generator that you'll have access to, hopefully, if I do this right and make some kind of access doors or something so you could replace those or whatever. I don't know if anybody would ever bother. But yeah, I'm not a fan of decoys, but why not? The amount of CPU that takes is pretty trivial compared to what the overall ship has taken, so it's not really a big deal. And yeah, I'll have to texture this whole hangar out and tweak it and detail it, and I'll probably it's going to take a little while to get all this nice and pretty, and I kind of wanted to get some storage or something in here too, so I'll keep working on this. We got some little control rooms that are going to kind of be on the side of this hangar, more of a cosmetic thing than anything else, but just another layer of junk in the way if you're getting shot at. Let's see, other areas. So this would be the bottom deck, and that will go straight through to the other hangar back over here. And then there's no deck right here. We got the helios bays. There'll be a deck here, so this whole area has to be done up. Engineering, I've got to, this is going to be one of my next things too, is really work out engineering. I want it to look cool, but I want it to be safe. So the idea that I've got right now is have this inner wall quite protected, at least combat steel, maybe some xeno if I can find opportunities for it. And have some kind of catwalk system or something that goes through the back of the ship to allow you to have access to these thrusters, but also seal the thrusters off so if one blows up, it won't take out the one next to it. And they all are separated by some xeno blocks, and I'll extend that out so there's no splash damage. Basically, if this blows up, if there is force damage, it would go to this wall, but this wall would be toughened up on the inside. Is the idea. So then I could do some visual stuff on the inside of this, and it looks like a total mess right now, so it's gonna take a little while to figure that out too. So yeah, this is a deck. I'll have to fill all these in with some different rooms. Then there's another deck above that. Again, some different rooms. Some of the rooms on this deck would be the secure bridge and a core room. Um, Secure bridge, I'm thinking, would be somewhere in this general vicinity, which is very well protected in the ship. You've got a lot above you, you've got a lot below you, you've got a lot in front of you. Be a bunch in back of you. It'd be hard. You have to dig through the ship quite a bit to get to a secure bridge here. Same idea with the core room. And then I'll have to fill all this in with more stuff over on the rest of this floor. Now going down to this other larger floor over here. One other attraction, a thing I wanted to add that would be really cheap, CPU wise, is like some kind of prison or jail or something on here. I got some ideas for using LCDs for some laser walls and things like that. So yeah, I'll try to make that neat. I'll work on it sometime. I'm not sure when I'm going to get to that part of it yet. So over in this section, I did start working on a hallway in the middle here, and the let me turn off my light again. And then farm sections. So we've got it is a mirror image on both sides for the farms, but it's got more grow plots than I was intending on putting on the ship, and I will remove the grow plots and put in fake, just filler blocks there when I do release it. But this worked out pretty good because of the weird thing I've got going on below here, which is a Helios Bay, and I've got all these solar panels, and I wanted to protect the above the solar panels, so it's got basically solid xeno blocks. And how this worked out, though, and why the grow plots are in this format with this big section in the middle, is it's how it worked out with the Helios Bays and where I've got xeno blocks. I had this big gap that happened to be 3 block rows wide over here and over here. That it was just a great opportunity to get grow plots in those areas. They're already sealed, stuff like that. So that's why I did it. I'm trying to use a different. This is xeno here again. But I'm using a jet black on a particular texture of xeno that's normally illuminates, but using the straight black it doesn't. It just looks really glossy, which might work out alright for a usable texture inside a ship like this, because I'm trying to go with some black anyway. I'm not sure on the lighting yet in this room, or the general lighting. I might shift a little bit more to white lights. Right now I'm kind of using that kind of purplish light color, which I like to use a lot. But I got a little bit more white lights in the back, and I kind of like them too. So we'll see where that goes. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. And there's a lot of other xeno block areas that are sealing off turrets and things like that. And I keep finding more and more places to have to seal off. And it scares the crap out of me because I keep on adding more and more weight to it. So speaking of weight in specs right now, well, it's very expensive, but so we're sitting here right now on general costs, and that's with cannon turrets. Keep in mind, they're just placeholder cannon turrets right now. So it does have 180 grow plots in it. I've got 4 big generators and that 1 decoy generator installed right now. I may or may not need more generators. I did get 10 fuel tanks in here already. It'll have more than that. CPU wise, yeah, I've got 24 quantum cores in here right now, plus the standard loadout of Reforged Eden blocks. Now it brings me up above, but I got more parts and more CPU to add in, especially when those turrets get swapped out. I do expect the CPU to be somewhere in the 7 to 8 million range on this ship. So it is, yeah, it's gonna suck up a lot of CPU. I don't really have any ways around that. The chassis alone, with all the big XL thrusters, I mean, sucks up a lot of CPU, and it needs it, and I'm really glad too. I was gonna cut. I thought this was overkill having 10 XL thrusters forward, and now I realize it's not. as it is, I've got 5XL thrusters going in reverse. Obviously, one in the center middle here, and then there's 2 per side. With all the xeno and the weight of the ship right now, it can only hit 77 ms backwards. It can easily do 100 forward, and we'll be able to do that no matter how much weight I add. And that's why I'm happy I've got the 10XL thrusters in the back. Because I did not want to slow this ship down too much, especially going forward. Now, it's not a big strafer. It doesn't, you know, it turns and flies okay. Let me just hop in the pilot seat. Kind of see, here is my current turning on the ship. Now, this is without any RCS or anything, and, you know, very heavy ship. But it generally gets around. It can easily do 100 forward. Oh, I guess I'm down to 75 in reverse. I'm sorry. It was 77 last time I checked, but then I added the farms and probably a few more blocks. So it's going to keep on slowing down. I kind of wanted it to be able to do 100 in reverse, but I don't think that's going to be possible. It's just too heavy to do that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to show you, to let you know I'm still working on it. It's incredibly time-consuming doing this because it's a big ship with a lot to texture, a lot of areas to do. Trippy layout on the inside. It's trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. I'm trying to reinforce it, and experimenting a lot with some of the textures still on the interior, and lighting, and some areas like I worked on the farms and I had one thing and it was up. I put about an hour into it. It was about all done, and then I'm like, I don't like this anymore, and I kind of gutted it and stripped it and changed it for another 2 hours until I got it where I was more content with the farms. And that's kind of how this whole ship's gonna be going. I think this front hangar hopefully will look really cool when it's done. All I really did though is put in blocks right now, and I mass filled them with textures. You're seeing glass over here, and that's why it's, no you're not, you're seeing glass there. And I textured this one strip of of textures there, and that's really about it. But yeah, it's a good cheap area of space. It was a giant area that I didn't want to try to fill in with all kinds of little rooms, and that's and I wanted it to be able to carry more stuff anyway. So this is, I would say this would be an SV docking bay. You're not really going to get HVs in here. HV's docking bay would be the rear hangar. This one will have a ramp and ground access, so you could roll in HV and park it out in this area. The front hangar would be mainly just for SVs. Have to get some TIE fighters in there or something. But yeah, anyway, that's where I'm at. It's going to be a while before I get this done yet, so I'm not expecting this like done in a week. You know, if I really get some good time on it, and now that I'm kind of worked out a lot of stuff, hopefully I'll get ramping up my my work speed on this a little bit more. Maybe in a couple weeks I'll have this done, but I'm thinking minimum of 2 weeks from now. And yeah, I just want it right. I want it right. It's a lot of work. I'd hate to like try to rush it and throw it out the door so I can say it's done and be disappointed in some areas of the ship for whatever reason. And I'm really picky. I'm probably my own worst critic. I know every little flaw and every little thing that everything I made has, and I'm just trying to avoid them. I'm trying to avoid flaws. I'm trying to avoid issues when making these things. Anyway, I will shut up, and you guys have yourself a good day. I'll probably have another update Thursday. Hopefully I can jam and get more stuff done. And I'm already seeing that I didn't detail any of this texture area out in these areas too. You see those jagged lines that are all screwed up and not much other textures? Yeah, I could probably spend another 20 minutes on the corners over here just trying to tweak those out. The whole ship's that way though, so hopefully it turns out nice. That's all I can say. I'm excited, but I was also kind of like losing hope a little bit, especially when I had to add all the xeno blocks. I'm like, oh my god, I'm adding so much weight. This is freaking me out. Is this going to be tough enough? And I had myself so worked up that I almost lost interest on working on the ship. But I think I recovered from that now, thinking, yeah, it should be pretty tough. It really should be pretty tough. I wouldn't want to fight it. in game with another ship, and I would be willing to take it against like a Dreadnought and see what happens. I'm not saying it might win, probably win, especially for players flying it. Anyway, I'll shut up. Adios.